Chefs, what is the beef? See, I was just blowing on the screen there. One of my eyelashes fucking on it. Anyway, got rid of the eyelash, so we're all good. We're here. Welcome to another live video. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to overcome the voices and the excuse in your mind that's stopping you from making a commitment to change your life. You see, Chef, you're watching this video in the free group or on the page, and you know in your mind that, Chef, it's an option. You know that you want to make a lifestyle change because you're at a point now where your health needs to be fixed, but you're scared to join because of previous failures. Because in your mind you're going, right, well, I've tried all this shit before. Why should Chef Fit work? You know, I've tried diets, they didn't work. I tried exercising, that didn't work. Try going to the gym, that didn't work. Why is this going to be any different for me? And the problem with the situation that you're in, Chef, is that every time you get into a rut, which is very, very often when you work in hospitality, you get yourself into a rut, and as a result of that, you either want to make a change by starting to exercise, starting to diet, or doing both. So you're highly motivated because you're in pain. When you feel shit, that's the biggest motivator you can have. You know, I feel terrible right now, I need to change this. So what happens is you fill yourself with motivation, and you go to make that change, and you start this diet, you start your routine with exercise, and you hit it hard for a week where you're highly, highly motivated to do it. Now, what happens after that 1 week of being highly motivated? It's a very, very good chance, Chef, that you end up running out of steam. Work gets busy, you go in, it's the weekend, you've got 2 days of heavy service ahead of you, you just about make it through, you're doing loads of hours, stress is fucking mounting, it's later nights than usual, less time to yourself, therefore it drains your energy. It drains your resources. You're running on fumes, you're running on empty. And when you're running on fumes, Chef, what happens is all that motivation that was there at the beginning, that goes out the fucking window. That goes out the window. So then what happens is you wake up on Monday and you're absolutely exhausted and you barely are able to do anything, let alone go and exercise. So what happens is you put it off and you say, right, I'll do it tomorrow. And then in doing that, you wake up tomorrow and you go, fuck it, I'll leave it. And then what ends up happening is, because you put it off once or twice, the vices creep back in. All the bad habits start to creep back in. All these old ways of living start to creep back in, and all of a sudden that motivation to change is now completely and utterly gone, and now you're back at square one. And you've done that several times, and as a result of doing that several times, Chef, where you end up is in a space in your head where you're like, I don't want to commit to something again because none of it works for me. That doesn't work for me, I've tried that. This doesn't work for me, I've tried that. I get it, I understand. What you need to understand though, Chef, is that it is absolutely possible for you to do that. It is possible for you to get the result that you're talking about. It is possible for you to cook and operate within your career and actually be able to be a happy, healthy person. As hard as it might seem, it is absolutely possible. You know, and you gotta think about it, that chefs that I coach have gotten to a point where they don't just try and be healthy, they are. You know, they're not trying to make a lifestyle change, they just have healthy lifestyles. They aren't trying to be fit, they are fit. And that's not because they're superhuman, that's not because they're fucking special people. That's because they've followed a path that made sense for a chef's life, you know, and they surrounded themselves with other chefs until that lifestyle of exercising and eating well and not fucking giving into your vices, until that became habit, until that became second nature. And that is possible for you. But the question is, how do you actually do that? You know, how do you get to that point? Within our path in Chef Fit and how we coach people is that there's 2 steps, step 2 and step 3 of our path. And this is how we're going to achieve what I've just told you about. Rebuild is the first one, and it's like structuring your lifestyle is like building a house, and you need to have a solid foundation built to your house. And what's been happening so far is that when you've been trying these diets off the back of feeling dog shit for a couple of weeks, and you've been trying to exercise and it just doesn't seem to stick and it feels uncomfortable, what you got to get into your head, Chef, is that you are trying to live in a house with no foundation. So therefore, you might be able to live in it for a couple of days, but when the storms happen and the fucking rains hit or the fires hit, that house is going to get blown over real quick. And that's what's happening within your lifestyle. There's no foundational habits, there's no structure to what you're doing. You're just attacking it with a lot of motivation, and it's like picking shit up off the ground and throwing it at the wall and hoping it sticks. And it never does stick. It never does stick. So step 2, rebuild, is to structure your lifestyle in a way that fits into your life. Give you a manageable workload that gets you results. So we think about it. I get my chefs to move every day. Just do something small every day to start off until that becomes easy. Then we can start adding in gym sessions. Then we can start adding in, long cardio sessions. For the moment, it could be walking every single day for 15 minutes. That could be your exercise. And then you build into jog, and then we build into gym, and then we build into a mixture of gym and cardio. From there then, once you have the structure with exercise, it's structure with nutrition. Again, batch cook once a week, a chili, a fucking curry, a stir fry, something that is highly nutritious, that is going to basically allow you to get your body into a good shape, eat consistently, and not hate your life at the same time. And that structure then puts you on the path to getting the result, because now it fits into your life as a chef, as opposed to just trying to go hell or fucking all or nothing for a short period of time. Then on top of that, the last thing that brings it all together, the thing that brings this all together is your environment. Step 3 of the Chef Fit path is called reintegrate. And what that basically means is that you need to surround yourself with other chefs who are doing the same shit as you. And if you're not willing to do that, then it's not going to work for you. So think about having the structure. Well, you bring that structure to life by surrounding yourself with people who have the same structure as you. Like, what would happen to your results and your motivation and how you felt on a day-to-day basis if you were going on the journey with other chefs like you? It's a bit like this. Your environment, if you have a bad environment where you're surrounded by negative dickheads and you got no one to support you towards your goals, it's like crabs in a bucket. What's going to happen is you're going to try and climb out of the bucket and the other crabs are going to pull you down, or the other chefs, or negative friends, negative family, all of those things. That will fuck you up more than anything. Whereas if you think about having a positive environment, like if you have a good structure that works for you as a chef, if you have an environment where you're surrounded by chefs who are just like you, going through the same things as you and are positive and supportive, it's like climbing a mountain yourself versus climbing a mountain with 50 Sherpas. It's like, what way are you going to get to the mountain? You're going to get to the mountain with 50 fucking Sherpas. And that's what having a strong environment like Chef Fit's about. And that's what I suggest that you do if you want to fix this. So understand that you're going to be scared in making the jump. I get it, because you're like, is this going to work for me? Is this not going to work for me? You got to understand that our path and what we do is designed to get you to where you want to go, chef. It's designed to get you to a point where you are fucking absolutely 100% maximizing your chances of succeeding. A structure that works for chefs with exercise, nutrition, and planning, and then surrounding yourself with other chefs who will make it competitive, who will make it motivating, who will support you, and basically be your safety net for when shit goes wrong. And that will ensure that you never fall off, that you don't ever give up completely, and that you stay on the path till you get the result. So chef, if you want to achieve that result, if you want to lose 20 kilos, you want to double your energy levels and overcome the burnout, and you want to build healthy habits for life that are literally going to add years to your life, then you apply for our 90-day intensive. We're accepting applications of that right now. The link is in the caption, chef. What you're going to do is click into that, opt in, enter your email address, and then await your further instructions from there. Chef, I look forward to coaching you on the other side. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I will catch you in the next one. Stay safe.